Hey everybody, as we are entering into month 3 of quarantine, I want to touch bases with everybody and give you an update on what's going on in the real estate market. So it is a good time to buy and sell. It's going to be really contingent on what neighborhood you're either shopping or selling in. So that's something that's very specific. I do suggest speaking with a real estate agent in your area. If you are in the Lafayette, Baton Rouge, or New Orleans area, you can hit me up and I can give you some insight into how the market is looking in your area. Nevertheless, there are some really, really great opportunities out there right now, simply because on the buyer front, there are a lot of people who are still unsure, so people aren't really taking a step. But honestly, you should, because interest rates are incredibly low. And because there's a reduction in the number of buyers, a lot of the time you can get into a situation where you have a negotiating power as a buyer that you would not otherwise have. So take advantage of this opportunity. If you're somebody whose income has not been depleted during quarantine, it is an excellent time to buy, to take advantage of that interest rate and the additional, negotiating power that you have right now. So let's talk about the lending practices a little bit right now. What's going on? You'll see that there are conventional mortgages that could be as low as 3%. Some of them are going to be 5%, but there are lenders with 3% down payment options for first-time home buyers. Also, you can buy multifamily properties still. Some of the mortgage options allow you to buy multifamily for 5% down. So you have to speak to the lender to find out specifically. If you're using an FHA mortgage, you will probably also be eligible for lender credits. So if you don't know what lender credits are, it's basically a way of the lender offering you something towards your down payment so that you don't have to come out with as much out of pocket, okay? Now, as a buyer, if you're new to the buying side of things, you can also negotiate your closing costs. So closing costs or additional out-of-pocket costs that the buyer and the seller have in a real estate purchase. So if you're unfamiliar with that, that's basically what it is, just the scope of all the costs together. You can actually negotiate, and that's, as your real estate agent, I can negotiate those closing costs down for you to keep it within your budget. So if you're interested in buying and you're not really sure if you should make a move for it, give me a call. Let me know what your budget actually is for your savings, and we'll talk about how to make a deal work for you on the real estate side, okay? Then we'll touch bases with the lender and get some clarity on exactly what your buying power will be, okay? So why should you buy if you have to put money up out of pocket? So if you're a new home buyer, it's because the fact is that when you own, you pay less. Automatically, immediately, you're going to pay less out of pocket because your property taxes are going to be lower than if you were renting from somebody. You're paying their property taxes. And if that's their investment property, their property taxes are higher than yours would be. So it's number one, even if it is a single family house with just one unit and you don't have rental income, you're still going to be paying less. Also, if you're saying, well, I'm in an apartment, how can I save money? Buying a condo. FHA now has approved condos for first-time home buyer purchases, and you can still get that low 3.5% down payment and that good interest rate as well, and some lender credits toward buying a condo. Condos in Metairie, for example, just to give you an example of that, they are going for, there's some really great ones for right around $70,000, and your mortgage on that is going to be way less than rent for a similar sized property. So keep that in mind. So that's another reason to buy, because regardless of what kind of property you're buying, you're saving money. Now, for those of you who are going to go after multifamily properties, you could actually gain rental income off of the additional units that you don't live in, while still enjoying that lower homestead exemption property tax rate. Okay, you still with me? All right. If not, go ahead and go back a little bit, listen to that again. So getting the answers is really, really vital. So speaking to an agent like myself to get that real estate market information, to get clarity, to have an advocate, because one of the things I definitely do for my clients is I always advocate for clarity throughout the entire process. I'll also look at the lending documents for you, because one of my clients today sent me a website that said that it was offering a particular program that she should be able to qualify for. And when I reviewed the information, I just informed her about the process and educated her on it and said, I'm not so sure. I don't think this is a good deal for you. So that's another service that I offer, is that I'm going to look at the mortgage product, I'm going to look at the lending institution, and I'm going to give you some clarity on what it is that you're going into. Now, the lenders that I refer to, I trust. I know their work, I'm familiar with their process, and I know that they're not going to take advantage of you, and they're going to give you the best deal possible. But that's what I'm here for. Throughout the process, I'm going to advocate for you. So if you're thinking about buying, just get the answers. Talking to a real estate agent does not lock you into a contract. Talking to a bank does not lock you into a mortgage. Just get the answers. Don't be afraid of the answers. Information means that you can move forward empowered and informed. So drop a comment or send me a message if you want to start working on this today. Also, feel free to send me a text message at 337-371-0037. I prefer that you send me a text message so that we can schedule an actual phone conversation, because I'm not sure that I'll be able to answer if you call directly, but feel free to hit me up. Or you can also send me an email, and I can shoot you over the contact information for one of the lenders that I trust, or all three of my primary lenders that I work with. And also just ask your questions. So drop me a text message or send me an email. My email will be below in the description box. So send that information over, and let's get those answers so that you can move forward empowered into the rest of 2020. I'm sending you all love. I hope that you're staying healthy and safe, and that you're nurturing everyone in your household, including yourself. Bye, guys.